Hello there, I am Dr. Zakir, Senior ENT Consultant, and the topic is neonatal rhinitis. So, neonate means is a period from the time of being born for less than 1 month. So, in this time when there is nose block and there is watery discharge from the nose, that is termed as neonatal rhinitis. See, children when they are newborn, they are obligate nasal breathers. That is, they know only to breathe through the nose, and if suppose there is a nasal block, they don't know that we can open the mouth and breathe through as an alternative we can breathe through the mouth also. They are obligate nasal breathers. So what happens is, because of this, if any block in the nasal cavity because of any reason, they start getting respiratory distress. Now that is what is the common presentation. So they have mucoid discharge from the nose, and at the same time they have breathing difficulty, and this results in feeding problem. And when this goes on for some time, there will be failure to feed and failure to thrive, failure to feed also. The mother will find it difficult. The child will keep on moving during feed. So on examination, if required, we will see we have to do an examination of the nose with a nasal endoscopy. The idea is, first we want to rule out any structural change in the nose is there or not. Structural change is there in the sense, suppose there is a deviated nasal septum, or the entrance or the exit of the nose is stenosed, it is not properly developed because of congenital cause. That is what we want to rule out. And suppose this rhinitis keeps on persisting for 2 to 3 weeks, we would like to rule out chlamydial infection and secondary syphilis. So, for that we have to take a nasal swab. With that we can come to know whether we have any of these infection. And how to rule out congenital malformation, I have already told you, we have to do a nasal endoscopy. So, in nasal endoscopy, like how I have mentioned, there will be only thin mucoid discharge. So that rules out any further investigation. You don't have to do any further investigation other than what I have mentioned, if suppose it is persistent. Now coming to treatment, suppose the child, the newborn, is in the hospital, then we have to do suction of the nasal cavity twice daily with the suction catheter, like how you see here. And the suction pressure will be kept at -60 to -80, and at a time the duration is going to be less than 15 seconds. Usually it is about 10 seconds. We have to do twice daily. Now suppose you are at home, the child is at home, the newborn is at home, and we have to do something for that. We can use nasal aspirators or bulb suction. So what we'll have to do is, you have to press this bulb and keep it the nozzle near the enter the nasal cavity and release the bulb aspirator. So it will suck all the mucoid whatever secretion is there in the nose. So that you have to repeat on the other side also, and kindly see that you don't traumatize the nose, and keep this aspirator clean always, so that you don't introduce any infection to the nose. Now at the same time we can use saline nasal spray. That is one puff on this side and one puff on the other side. This is saline, means salt water. So this can be used for any number of weeks or months, because there is no side effect. So usually I prescribe for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, or maybe more than that, maybe less than 2 months. And as an alternative, we can have nasal nebulization also. Now at home, the special thing which has to be taken care is, the room should not be very cold. That also can result in nasal block. And if suppose the nasal suction and you are using an aspirator, or you have taken care of whatever I told, nasal spray, all this doesn't work, we can give a short trial of steroid nasal drops, short trial, and some other cases may help if suppose other treatment doesn't work out nicely. Thank you so much.